Hello, dear hearts. It's time for you and me and that cup of tea. So go grab your journals and come and sit with me. I've got the Love the Candle going, and it's very poignant today to be connecting with this love candle holder because I think I've mentioned it before that this was one of the last gifts that my mom gave me the last Christmas that she was with us before she passed away. And today I've got this beautiful candle burning in here. So as we connect on the interwebs here, let's take a couple of deep breaths. And just notice how you're feeling. How are you really? Without trying to change anything or manipulate it, just notice. Go into your body. Hey body, how you feeling? And then allow anything that is weighing heavily on your mind or your body to be packed up in a little suitcase and set outside of our space, so that we can be completely present here. And you have permission to pick that up or not after you've given yourself this time. And I thank you for allowing me to be part of your time. So, couple of things before I get started here. I've got a new e-course coming out, The Sacred Dance of The Sacred Dance of Money. The Sacred Dance of Money is what's coming out next. I have rescheduled The Sacred Dance of Self-Love for April or May. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I will definitely let you know. The Sacred Dance of Money is coming up March 17th. This is a joyful exploration around your relationship with money, how to connect with the elements, and get some really good insight around money. I mean, we have a relationship with money for our entire lives. And I don't know about you, but nobody ever taught me. They taught me what to do with the money, but they never taught me to be in good relationship with money. There's always a lot of judgment, if you have it, it's fantastic. If you don't, then then somehow your life is less meaningful, and all of the baggage. So why don't we unpack the baggage together and sort through what we want to keep and what we want to get rid of. I'll put a link down in the description box so you can find out more information about that, and I hope that you will really consider joining me for the Sacred Dance of Money. It's going to be fantastic, especially with the help of the elements. And I've got a free class coming up next week. And again, I'll have to put the link in the description box. I put these things in my calendar so that way I can really stay focused on getting it created. And I don't always remember what date I put down because I'm kind of planning out in 3-month increments to see how that will help me with building consistency. So there's a free class coming up. It's going to be in a week, like in the middle of the week, like Wednesday next week, I think is when I scheduled. And then I also have another class coming up. Not a class, it's a journal party. I think I mentioned that earlier. I'm going to work with Andrea Schroeder of the Creative Dream Incubator, who I just adore. She is amazing with all of her magic, and she has really been instrumental in helping me get more clarity on my own personal journey and unfolding, and how I want to unfold my dreams. And so I am super excited to be doing a journaling party with her. And I will, once I get more, it's going to be hosted on Andrea's channel, and once I get that link, I will put that also in the description box so that you can tune in. I am so excited. I can't wait. And that, I believe, that's going to be on the 14th. I do know that, that date. So today I had like 4 great questions come in, and I am so thankful for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sending me questions, and that gives me a little bit more to talk about and lets me know that, one, you're watching and you're finding value in what I'm offering. So thank you very much for the questions. And today I'm going to answer one of them. And the questions that actually came in were so juicy that I ended up, journaling with them myself. So, and came up with a lot of good information. So I'm going to be answering those over the next couple of weeks. So today the question is, hi Dionne, I'm really loving your focus on journaling, especially with the elemental focus. I have found that it's taken me a while to get consistent, and sometimes I will go for weeks or even months without journaling. Could you give me some tips on how to build a consistent journal practice? And she didn't leave her name, so I'm just going to say anonymous. Hey, Nani. We'll call her Nani. So I came up with 3 ways that really have helped me in the last 6 or so months, 6 to 9 months of being consistent with my journal practice. Number 1, you want to try different things in your journal. If you've always just opened up your journal and started writing, today I had a ham sandwich and blah, 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 blah. I mean, just writing what happened that day, then you're probably gonna get bored with your journal. So try mixing it up a little bit. Take your journal out on a coffee date, take it on a museum or for a walk. You might want to create a ritual around your journaling practice where you light a candle and take a few deep breaths and then get your journal writing going. You might want to set a timer and just set a timer for like 2 to 5 minutes and then go outside and open your senses. What are you seeing? What are you smelling? What are you feeling? What are you hearing? And just write that down. I think the biggest misconception about people who have a consistent journal practice is that they always do the same kind of journaling. Sometimes, oh my gosh, I had resistance to writing, and the time that I have the resistance to sitting down and writing is the time that I really need to write the most, because something is begging to come out, and my ego is getting in the way of me sorting something out. So try different things. If you always use words, try drawing. You might want to do some simple art journaling, and Jamie Riddler on her channel just put up a really neat little collage journal project in which you constrain yourself to tearing one picture out of a magazine and cutting that up and seeing if you can put those cut up pieces into a different position to see something differently, just to get a different perspective on something. So try different things. If you always just write about your day, write about what you're grateful for. Get really specific. You could get really specific or get really abstract, trying to describe your day in a different way. Okay, so I hope that tip is helpful for you. Another way to build consistency with your journal practice is to know why you're doing it. Now, for me, and remember, this is important that I want you to remember, that the why that you start journaling is not necessarily the why that keeps you journaling. Your reasons why will develop and deepen and shift and change over as you continue to do it. Okay. So initially, when I started journaling, way back, was because I was getting stationed in Italy, and I wanted to make sure that I wrote down just my entire experience of living in a different country. That was that was the neatest thing that I'd ever done up to that point. And so I wanted to make sure that I captured the essence of that while I was living there. Obviously, I'm not in Italy anymore, but now I have those journals to go back to really connect with that rich experience that I had of living in another country. And that has shifted for me now. Why did I keep journaling? I kept journaling because I started reading books and wanting to really kind of process through what I was reading. I started studying the tarot and wanted to process what I was learning about the tarot. I started using oracle cards. I mean, all of these things got incorporated into why I journal. Now, after my son was born, there was a long period of being a new mommy that I didn't journal at all. And I have a few little snippets of things that I put together, but for the most part, I didn't really journal with any kind of consistency. So that it was like I would go for weeks and months without journaling. And had I just given myself permission to just open up my book and write for 2 to 5 minutes and set a timer and just write what was going on for 2 to 5 minutes, or just write my thoughts for 2 to 5 minutes, then that would have, I think I would have felt better about the process of becoming a mommy again. So know your why. If you're writing, if you think that you should write a journal because this person, that person, the other person says you should write a journal, that's not going to keep you consistent. You're going to end up, you'll end up you might end up feeling a little resentful because it might not be for you. Which feeds back into try different ways. If writing 1 or 2 sentences, or collecting quotes, or writing your thoughts about that quote, maybe that's the way that you journal. Maybe you can connect with that. I think it's good for everybody to keep a journal, but one way to journal, there's not one good way to journal that will keep you consistent. But knowing your why will go a long way to helping you. And then this one, I think, is the most important out of all of the ideas that I came up with on how to build a consistent journal practice. Know your rhythm. Now, a lot of people love the morning pages from Julia Cameron. And I, at one point, tried the morning pages just to be able to say I did it. And I got up early in the morning before everybody was awake and sat down and just wrote my 3 pages nonstop. Just let it completely flow out. I found that was not for me. And for me, it was a matter of getting up earlier than everybody else was just set the rest of my day up for cranky Dionne. And cranky Dionne is not somebody that I want to be around. No, I mean, there was a lot going on in my life that at that time that just was not conducive to me getting up. Now, the more that I have worked with the elemental forces, the more that I have gotten in sync and in tune with the rhythms of nature, I've also discovered about myself that my thought process is deeper and richer at night than it is in the morning. And I don't know whether that just is because I was born late in the wee hours of the morning, or whether that's just something that I've developed. But I can, if left to my own devices, I would rather sleep late, get up late, and stay up late to get things done, work after everybody else has gone to bed. So know your rhythm. And as I was talking about the rhythm of nature, you might find that your seasonal rhythm changes. So you might find that you have more energy in the spring, and so therefore you have more things that you want to get out. Or you might find that you are so active that you just have a problem sitting down and settling in to write or to journal. You might find that the fall is actually a better time for you to sit down and want to write and write and write and write and write. Just noticing your rhythm. So to help you do that, you might want to just make a little note in your journal, feeling very energetic, feeling like there's a lot of words coming out. You know, you can develop your own little tick marks, or you can put some color in your journal. You know, this color means that, you know, you had a lot to say. This means that, or that you were very energetic. So really knowing your personal rhythm. I think that's all I wanted to say about that today, and I hope that you have found that information helpful. And oh, there is one more thing that I wanted to say, because as I was preparing for this video, I went back through my own journals and I found this quote that I liked. And I had actually put it in my journal from this candle that I have burning in here, from this candle right there. And I know you can't see it very well, but it's a candle from Zena Moon, and it's called Everyday Sacred. And I loved the quote on it, and I want to share this with you in closing. Everyday life is the prayer. How we conduct it, cherish it, celebrate it, consecrate it. And that's by Sarah Braun Branath. So I hope that you realize, and I hope that your takeaway, that every day is sacred, even when you don't have something fantastic to journal about. Every day, because it is a gift for you, a new gift of life for you. Every day is worth writing something down about it, or creating something about it. Take care. I will see you next week, and I hope that you will join me for the free classes or the Sacred Dance of Money, or all of it. And if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you know somebody who could benefit from this video, please share it with them. I appreciate anything that you do to help people find me. And until next week, I hope that you have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.